Hello again, my name is Jack Coleman, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I started talking about in my previous speech, which was online gaming, but more specifically, a little niche topic of that, which is the streaming of online games, or just streaming games in general, through services like Twitch, YouTube, etc. And more specifically, I want to talk about streams that were banned because of one game in particular, that I love the game, it's a great game, Persona 5. It came out September 15th, 2016. So last year, this September last year. And they still have bans for streamers on this. Which is a little nuts in my opinion because they originally started the game release with you're only allowed through, since it is a day-to-day calendar game, where it is a linear process where you still have that Sunday through Saturday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all that. But you were allowed to go through the game up to July 7th, which, if you haven't played the game, that initially gets you through the first 3 major areas, 3 boss fights, 95% of the tutorial stuff, and that was it. If you went past that point streaming, you were banned. Simple as that. You got the copyright strike, the ban hammer dropped on you, you had nothing. Your channel was done. Since then, they have increased that date to November 12th, which gets you right up around until the final boss. And since the game is day-to-day calendar stuff, things have to happen on certain dates, by certain dates, or on certain dates. So you can't speed up the progress of the game to be on the final boss before 11/12. 11/12 was the start of the final boss. I know because I've played through the game for the most part myself. And it was a little bit disheartening for me as I wanted to be a content creator, knowing that I couldn't pick one of my favorite games that has come out in the last few years, because if I go past this certain date in the game's progress, I'm going to get hit with a ban hammer. And I don't want to have my account get shut down when I'm only at 4 subscribers. Or if I were to stream the game, I have to cut the stream off at a certain point, because if I want to keep playing through that game on camera, I have to stop and wait for the ban hammer to go away and then come back to it. And by then, the game's probably going to be dead in the water by then with most games. But as a content creator, that is frustrating, but I somewhat understood what they were going for when they initially decided to put that ban limit on the game. They claimed that it was for preventing spoilers, but the game was released in Japan months before the United States, the Western world, got it. So why they felt the need to do that? I mean, Japan also had those same streamer restrictions that we had, or that we have, rather, because they started with the 7/7 just like everybody else. Well, they were the first to get it, so they started with that. But for recording, there was nothing against that at first. To my knowledge, there was nothing against recording, so you would have the free time in the world. If you wanted to record the game, you could go all over the place. You could finish the entire game, as far as I knew. And for streaming, that was where you had the limit, because they specifically mentioned streaming, nothing about recordings, which can sound a little bit misinformed for some people, which it was for me anyway. Personally, as a content creator, I'm still going to wait on doing the game, as if anybody else would wish to do that. You can play the game all you want on your own, just beware uploading it to YouTube or streaming it on Twitch. Or streaming it on YouTube as well, since they started doing that. But going straight heavy with the ban hammer on these games, on this game in particular, this makes no sense to me at all. Because you want to claim spoilers are the reason that you don't want to have your game shown, yet people in Japan had this game months in advance before we did. They've been uploading it months before we were, and I don't recall seeing how many Japanese accounts got banned, but I've heard multiple North American accounts got banned. Atlas had to come out recently and make that change to the November 12th date in-game, but there's still no status on those accounts that got banned. Those accounts are banned, and they're most likely gone pretty much for good, but hopefully you guys got something out of today's topic, and I will see you guys in the next speech. Bye.